What's going on, everybody? It's Darkstrider, and for today's Throwback Thursday, why not a little God of War? Why not original
The gods of
GOD?
Olympus have abandoned me.
Forever since I played this.
Now there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness. But it had not always been this way.
So, the reason that I did want to play this is because there just is a lot of buzz going on with God of War. They're saying that this is going to be something that they're going to do, like a remaster of the original games, the original, like, Greek Odyssey. I think that would be cool as hell. I'm a little bit rusty in this because this is like old school Kratos. This is young Kratos, which was wild. There's a lot of talk about like God of War, like what's going to happen next. Like some of the rumors are that he is going to be in Egypt next, and honestly, that is not a bad setting for him. There are very few things that you can really do with God of War. Honestly, number one, he has to fight a pantheon of gods because that's his thing. I don't know if he could have spent a little more time in Norse mythology. I did really enjoy the Norse mythology. A lot of people said that God of War Ragnarok and their Ragnarok Valhalla was a lot more accurate to mythology of the Norse as opposed to like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But I mean, that's not unusual to me. A lot of people will definitely say something along those lines, which I think is pretty cool. But anyway, I would love to see this remastered. Now, does it deserve a remaster or a remake? I don't know. I think that if we got a remaster, we could literally get all 6 games on one disc, or at least not taking up a lot of space digitally. And as far as what I mean 6 games, it's not just God of War 1 through 3. There were also a couple of offshoot games. There was Ascension, and then there were like 2, I think PSP, or 1 PSP and 1 PS Vita game. So I think that would actually be kind of cool if like we got the whole saga and we were able to play it all and do our thing with it. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see like what they come up with, and hopefully when they do release, if they do say that they're gonna release a remaster, hopefully they also give us a release date for God of War and what happens next with Kratos. Again, a lot of people are pointing that it's going to be taking place in Egyptian mythology. I really do think that would be cool. As far as Norse mythology, he could have done a couple of more things. I think he could have done a couple of more things. He could have explored like more of like the Giants' realms, and we could have learned a little more about what's going on with Atreus. We don't know if Atreus is going to make a return in the next God of War, if there is going to be another God of War. I just heard that Neil Druckmann said don't bank on a third Last of Us, which I think is wild because I thought that was their baby. I thought that they would really go all out of their way in order to make a third Last of Us especially with the TV show being popular. The second season of the show coming out, and a lot of people are excited about it. I don't know. I really thought that they would have like a third one come out. But the state of gaming is kind of wild right now because they don't make games like this anymore. They make a lot of games that are basically, I don't know, some would say pandering to woke audiences. And I don't believe that, they pander too much. I think people, like, look too deeply into it. That's my belief, at least. There are some things that, could be considered woke, but I don't know. I think we put too much stock in that. We're too invested in culture wars to actually enjoy games that we have. We know what we don't want, but we don't say what we do want, for instance, we do have, this game where, and I'm not going to show it here, there are parts where Kratos has adult relations with women in this game, in this series. There are creatures that have, certain body parts exposed. Same thing with characters that you'll find throughout the game, throughout the series, in fact. They'll be exposed. And I don't think that it's such a bad thing that we have that. But I don't think it's such a bad thing that we cover it up either. Like if they do a remaster, definitely do not, like all of a sudden, like put clothing in places where they weren't in the originals. Keep it true to the original. But I don't think that it's so bad. I mean, it goes with like, wherever you were, whatever the concepts were for the time. I guess in ancient Greece, I mean, don't quote me, I wasn't there. That might have been like a normal thing, as far as like, other parts of the world, other time periods, more than likely not, And then there are, some errors that happen in, like the games itself. It's kind of like when you go in Assassin's Creed Origins, sometimes some of the women, the clothing doesn't render and they're topless or something, or, like whatever. It happens. A lot of the statues, hilariously, in the Assassin's Creed series are naked. They don't have clothes. There was somebody who very famously went all around Assassin's Creed Odyssey and took a screenshot that was shared with the entire community where, wherever there was like a nude statue, this person took a picture with it and it would pop up on your thing. Which I thought, number one, was kind of humorous. Number two, I was just like, dude, you have way too much time on your hands where you're going and you're doing all of this. I don't care who you're trying to own. I don't care what point you're trying to make, And of course it would violate, like terms of service for, most streaming and like YouTube, anything like that. So you got to be careful when it comes to stuff like that. There are certain games that you can't stream, because of things like that. That's why with this, I'm going to be very careful when certain scenes come up. You're not going to see it. I apologize, not really. It's just to protect my butt. But you're still gonna get the gist of what's going on in the game. So don't worry about it. Anyway, this game was like really fast paced, a lot of action. Really loved it. Enemies, as you can see, coming out of everywhere until you kind of clear the area, and then you're free to move to like the next area. So it's, I don't know. This is one of those games where, again, like they don't make them like this. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of, just rampant, whatever, nudity. A lot of rampant violence, which, really wasn't that bad either. it did have a story, but the story was, you know, like here and there. You would learn what's been going on and whatnot. Still, I really did enjoy it, and I really do enjoy it. It's a fun. Ah, look at me, I'm dying over here. This is insane. You know, it's definitely a lot of fun. I really did enjoy the level design, even though like a lot of it was linear. I know by today's standards, we really don't like linear games. A lot of people prefer open world. They prefer to freely roam anywhere and everywhere that they want to. And there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. A lot of the level up systems were, even though like they're dated, they still hold up today. Like his leveling up system where you're collecting these red orbs. And, oh my god, I'm dying again. Look at this. Where you're collecting orbs, and then, you know, like you use that to actually increase certain powers as you collect them, or you could like save this thing, you know. It's I think, in all honesty, it still holds up today. The story definitely holds up. The story, you know, it was just a whole bunch of vengeance. I won't spoil it for you if you've never played the game. If you have played the game, you do. Wow, I am sucking at this. If you do know the game, the story, it's basically a story of revenge against the Greek gods, and you know, Kratos will stop at nothing to make Zeus pay. And they also explain like how he becomes the Ghost of Sparta, how he obtains that moniker, how he basically does everything, how he gets, you know, his blades, how, you know, why he's on this mission, who he's out to defeat. It's pretty wild. And then, you know, of course, we get past this, we get to God of War, which is all the way in Norse mythology. And, you know, again, he's out for revenge against another set of gods. But in this case, you know, like he was very upset with Zeus. He was very upset with, you know, like those gods, the Greek gods. Look at this.
It's you! The visions, they were real! The gods came to me, told me their champion would come and rescue us from the Hydra. But you're too
I mean,
late.
PS2 graphics. I remember thinking this is the hottest game ever. This is one of the most amazing games.
Even for you.
The action was intense. I think that this is the remaster that they did for the PS3. They never remastered it for PS4, I don't think. And then we do get the, or we may get a updated PS5 version and whatnot. This is one of those games as well that, like, you know, like it kind of makes me sad that it's not playable on all consoles, all systems, because it really is an experience. Like, if you actually play this, it's kind of like Halo on Xbox or Gears of War on Xbox. Gears of War and Halo, you know, for people who don't have Sony or who don't have Xbox, they missed out on, you know, like some great storytelling in those games. And, you know, it's just sad that, you know, like certain people can't play it. But I understand the whole exclusivity thing. You know, I'm not going to debate exclusives or anything like that. It's just, I really do appreciate and understand, like, the stories that they tell when they do these things. You know, this game had such a massive story. Look at that, they destroyed the freaking box that I was pushing. That's crazy. I can't believe they did that. Now I have to go back and get another one because I can't climb this thing. Yeah, I love the story. I love the action. I love the enemy design. You know, like the different creatures that you fight. Obviously, some of them they took liberties with as far as, you know, like what these creatures were about. Some of them were pretty much on point with, you know, the mythology and everything. The Medusa, the Gorgons, the Cyclops. They are all pretty good, and I really was there for that. I greatly enjoyed that. You'll find minotaurs in this. You know, like these guys, these skeletons and everything, these warriors, they're pretty cool. You know, each one had obviously its own, you know, way of defeating it. It presented some sort of obstacle. The Hydra boss, I think that was pretty cool. And then, you know, like it goes from there, like all the way till you actually get to the end. I don't believe, again, what the hell, bro? Let me through this level. Again, like, as you go through, like, the entire game, it's just really cool. What do you call it? Like, the bosses were huge. I love that. I remember back in the day, like, you know, like, playing on, like, the Nintendo and everything, whenever you had, like, a massive boss, it was phenomenal. It was, like, the scariest thing, you know, like, I believe, what was it, Mega Man 4? Mega Man 5? It might have been Mega Man 5 or 6, where Wily presents himself a certain way, and you know, you go and you find all the parts for like the giant robot. I think it's Mega Man 5. And it might be Mega Man 3. I forget it at this point. But like the robot was so massive that you only fought like the head and like its arms, and I thought that was pretty cool. And back in the day, that was like a really wild thing. And now, you know, with current tech, actually this is PS2 tech, and you had these massive bosses, and they were so much fun to fight. They really were. I don't know, it's just something where you have like multi-level bosses that are just so cool. It really kind of gives you perspective as to, like, you know, like how big this creature really was and stuff like that, or, you know, how bad it really was to fight this thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. You get to fight all its other heads and everything. You get to like do all these things, and of course, you know, then you get to like the main head. You defeat that. They even had like the quick time events, which, yeah, I'll tell you right now, not a fan of QTE. I kind of like hate it, especially if they give you, you know, like just milliseconds before, you know, like you go to like the next thing or whatever. But they did it right in this game. Just kind of like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. I failed a couple of those QTE, but still, I did pretty well. I enjoyed it. There are so many games that were like that. Too many games that had QTE and they were just like pains. Oh, this is the captain's quarters. He's locked in. We gotta save him. Or actually, there's a bunch of prisoners and women that he kept in there. So we have to go and we have to like free them. And the only way to do that is to get the captain's key. And the way you get the captain's key is wild. These events were pretty wild too. The climbing events where you like fighting these guys. That was always wild to me too. They did a lot of this. Some of it was really annoying. Some of it was really on point though. I really did enjoy these things. Especially when you like grab these dudes and just bash them against like either each other or against the whatever you're climbing. Like it looks brutal when you're climbing a wall. Not really a fishing net, but kind of cool. Pretty cool. I don't think I've ever actually been defeated on these things. I may have, like, when I first did it. It looks like I'm getting there now. Or like I'm getting wrecked. Man, it's been forever since I played this game. And this was such a cool game. One of the coolest back in the day. On the PS2 era, PS2 had some like serious bangers, man. They had God of War. They had Blood Rain. That's another good one. Blood Rain was incredible. Where you're the Dampier, you're the half vampire. That was wild. Of course, Metal Gear Solid Part 2. It's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I gotta admit, Sony really did open a lot of doors to a lot of different games that really they became super popular. And again, not to disparage Microsoft, they did the same thing. They had like some pretty good bangers too. Now this, you know how I am. I'm always exploratory, so I have to look everywhere. I have to see what's where and what's how and whatnot. Yeah, okay, so my gamble paid off because here's some more orbs that I could use to upgrade my weapons, my skills, my abilities, and you continuously upgrade them as you find these things, which is pretty cool. So let's see, where am I going now? I'm sliding down, and where are we now? Oh, we seem to be on the deck. I always love breakable backgrounds too. And these boxes were pretty cool. You could select whether you wanted the orbs or if you wanted health or whatever. Oh, Gorgonize in order to gain more health. And I think it's somebody's feathers. And when you get the feathers, you get to get more magic. Speaking of magic, here's where we get some here.
Lord Poseidon.
Kratos, before you reach Athens, there is a task you must complete. This beast, this Hydra, it has terrorized my seas for far too long. Your skills are admirable, but you will need assistance. You will need the power of the gods. Take this weapon, Kratos. Take this power and use it to defeat your enemies.
There we go.
Go with
This is
the
where we
gods,
get one of the
Kratos.
rages.
Go forth
We
in
get
the
to take
name
these
of
guys out.
Olympus.
The attacks were massive. They were just massive. Look at this. I gotta use the lightning though. I don't know why I'm just doing this. Come on, activate the lightning. There we go. We'll activate it now. Come on. Alright, well, I'm just gonna let this roll out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Let me know if you want to see more of this. If you want to see more God of War, I'll put it here, or I'll even put it on Dark Retro. You guys let me know.